Hello everyone, you're welcome to this channel. I still remain Mr. Abe. Today in this lesson we are going to look at the most important tools that we have in literature as used by literary writers, and this is figures of speech. Now the question is, what are figures of speech? Figures of speech are the use of words or expressions in special ways to make important literary meanings. That is, these are the tools that literary writers used in order to create a free flow of reading where we have meanings hidden. And they enable the literary writers to present the messages as contained in any literary work to the readers. Now, let's look at the examples of the speech figures that we have in literature. These are allegory, or you call it parable. So also we have allusion, anachronism, anaphora, aphorism, aposipesy, apostrophe, bathos. These are the features or the examples of figures of speech that I'm going to discuss with you today on this channel. So let me start with the first one on the list, allegory or parable. This is a speech figure where a story bit contains a lot of personifications of human activities, usually performed by animals or inanimate objects. So, allegory is usually used in the writing of prose form. This is when it is called fable or apologue. Fable or apologue means stories with animals as characters. That is what fable or apologue means. And the essence of this is to teach morals. So example of this particular figure of speech, that is allegory or parable, can be seen in George Orwell's Animal Farm. Or we have the collection of tortoise stories. We have tortoise and bush rats. We have tortoise and birds. We have tortoise and some other animals. So that is what is known as allegory or parable. Another one on the list is allusion. This is always contained in an expression where a reference is made to some historical events or activities that had either taken place in the Bible or also in Quran or in classical ages of the Greek civilization, that is the period of Greek civilized world. So also it is seen in Roman Empire and also the medieval age of Europe. So this is what is known as allusion. So a story or reference that is pinpointing Bible or Quran events is called biblical or Quranic allusion. That is when a literary writer writes his or her work and it is pointing or making a reference to the events in Bible. For instance, we have it in a poem like that where reference is made to Simon Peter, who goes to the stream, to the river in order to catch fish. At the end of the day, is unable to catch any fish because a giant whale swallowed the device or the tool that he intended to use to get fish. So with this, the hope is dashed away. So that is what is called biblical allusion, or if it's the reference is from the Quran, we call it Quranic allusion. So also we have another one, which is when reference is made to ancient events. A reference is made to ancient events, what had happened in the olden days or ancient time. This is called classical or historical allusion. When you make reference to the legends in the past with their good deeds, each of the countries that we have, so also the tribes or ethnic groups we have, all of them have legends as pertaining to the land. So also another one that I'm going to pick now is anachronism. When we say anachronism, it means a way of making reference to something, and something which could not have existed at the time described. Something happened and a reference is made to that thing, whereby that thing is not even existing during that time. That is what is called anachronism. So example of this can be seen in William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Twelfth Night. This is written in 1602, where William Shakespeare wrote about cars in Act 2, Scene 4 of the book. And this statement is made by Fabian. I quote, "Though our silence be drawn from us, with cars yet peace." That is the statement made by Fabian. Meanwhile, the car was not invented at Shakespeare's death in 1616. Another example of anachronism is the speech figure. This speech figure is also seen in uh, a prose work, specifically autobiographical work about a woman from Africa. And the book is titled Second Class Citizen, where we have Ada, that is Buchi Emecheta himself. She queried River Obosi, not inflicting leprosy on Europeans while drilling our crude oil and exploiting Africa, as the goddess does not do anything about it. Meanwhile, the goddess does the same thing, that is, inflicting leprosy on those who get married to white people. So this character queried the goddess that she is not inflicting leprosy on those people that drill our crude oil, exploiters, and robbers of our natural resources. But she's busy, that is, the goddess is busy inflicting leprosy on whoever gets married to the white people. So she wants the equation to be balanced. Inasmuch the goddess can inflict leprosy on whoever marries white, she should also inflict leprosy on the white people that would drill our crude oil. So this is an example of anachronism. The reference, that is the reference period that was made about Ada and the second class citizen, was around 1939 to 1945, and that is specifically the birth period of the writer and date of World War II. The Buchi that is, the Ada as a character in the book, was 8 years by then. And the old exploration, the crude oil exploration was at Oloibiri in Bayelsa State in April 1956. So this is pointing to the fact that, by implication, what the writer was talking about had not even existed. So that is anachronism. I hope this is clear. Now the next is anaphora. This is a particular word or phrase used at several points in a poem or drama work, in which it lines either to express a flashback or lay an emphasis in a literary work. An example of this can be seen in these quotes below. Awake, awake up, my glory. That is a line. Another line. Awake, flute and harp. Another line. I myself will wake right early. So you can see the use of the word awake, awake, awake. So in this, it is what is called anaphora, the repetition of a word or phrase in a literary work, specifically poem or drama lines, is meant to be anaphora. I hope this is clear. Repetition of words. The next one is aphorism. This is the use of proverbial expressions, and a proverbial expression is a sentence where a lot of meaning is compressed. That is, mere reading an expression that is proverbial, you may not understand the meaning as quickly as possible. But when you sit and think about it, then you discover that it has a meaning compressed within. So that is aphorism. Another one there is aposiopesis. This is when a speaker skillfully makes a cunning pause midway while making a point in order to take note of the attention being paid to him by the audience. An example of this can be a teacher in the class or a person presenting or making a presentation. When you discover that people probably are not paying attention, you pause. When you pause, sometimes people will look like, what happened? Then the attention will be what? Brought back to you, and from there you continue. We have some teachers like that. When they pause, the students will also seize the fire. That is, they will keep quiet to see what happened. Then the speaker continues. So this is what is called aposiopesis. Another one is apostrophe. This is an expression that is addressed to an absent person, an idea, or quality, as if it were a human being. That is, addressing something to an idea or person or quality as if that thing is a human being. An example of this can be seen in line 5 of Wole Soyinka's Night. That is a poem written by Soyinka Night. So I want to quote a line from the poem where he says, "Your jealous eyes quench. Your jealous eyes quench." Clearly, Soyinka is addressing Nightfall. Is addressing Nightfall as if it were a human being in the poem who can naturally display feelings of jealousy. So the reference to night, that is Nightfall, as having a jealous eyes. is what? Attaching feelings to night as if it were human being. I hope this is clear. So the last one on the list, I have bathos. Bathos. This device is used when a character in a literary work stops following a worthy principle for an unpopular one, either willingly or by second party pressure. What I'm trying to say here is a situation whereby a person leaves something important in life and starts to be what? Chasing something that is not important. An example of this is a student in the school whereby the attention, determination is needed in the school in order to perform well at the end of the session. Instead, the student leaves studying, leaves concentration, and focuses on, um, let me say, courtism. Courtism will only bring bad thing to the students, nothing gainfully. So instead, leaving determination and being focused on academics for courtism is what is meant by bathos. It's leaving something that is essential in life to chase something that is not beneficial. So also, uh, a person in life engaging in something that is not, probably a business that is not worthwhile for something bad. When you have business that could fetch you money, and you go for something that is not necessary or that's not useful, that is also an example of bathos. So this is how far we can go today. I want to tell you that, or beg you to please subscribe in order to have access to more videos to come, and also enable your notification in order to have alerts or being notified of more videos to come on this channel. And if you are in need of writing lessons, I mean the written lessons, detailed lessons about figure of speech or any other materials from the 2021 to 2025 recommended text, you can comment below. Let me know how I can get through to you, or you contact me as well. So thank you for being there. Have a wonderful day and remain safe.